It is currently June the 4th. We are just getting down to the last video of the series. We are uploading the 29th episode while the 30th one and the final one is being recorded right now. And for our last video, we are going to do with the genuine mahogany St. Niklaas's what we did with the African mahogany ones in the last one. I decided the vid series kind of needed to be shorter, so I decided to come down, narrow it down as much as I could. Found a couple of other pieces of sandpaper that were kind of worn out and just the right grit from which to do this part of the job. And so this is how it's going to go. We're making it so it's kind of working its way around. We're kind of narrowing it down to where we can get all the little kinks and holes out of the poor old St. Niklaas figure. And then I say that there's going to be so much more to say when we go to work on another series, but I decided I would just finalize this one because I'd be ready just sooner or later to start carving some other things. You know, this genuine mahogany is much harder than the African mahogany, so it's a little bit harder to sand. You know, we might end up going a little extra long just to make this last video because we're sanding a slightly harder wood. Either one carves, but I will tell you when it comes down to it that genuine mahogany carves and sands harder and not as easily. So this is where we're making our way down to the final draw and what we do, and then we're going to try to sand things out a little bit more, make it so we're going to see a little brighter light come in and shine in all we are, all we do, and how we kind of make little things come and go in us. There's probably several pieces of sandpaper like this that we have, but I say that this little work comes a mighty long way. As we do this last video for this series, I'd like to see you prepared for the next. I believe I've got enough stuff prepared for my shows coming up, and there's going to be little times when we're going to work our ways into what we do and how we have them, and then finally just get down to a point where we have a little bit more to sand, a little more to carve, and finally just a little more ways to go about what we're going to do. Surely when it gets to be summertime, I tell y'all I won't be out as much, but get plenty more time to record more videos, record more series, and finally have a chance to show a little bit more gift and talent and ability and all the things that it all comes down to just being when we all get done, down to the last little bit of work. It shall finally make its way to where we all need it to be. And this little time with little genuine mahogany St. Niklaas, it's all going to be the way it's going to work in the end. Finally see how the work is going to be, make it so we come by, work our lives away, and then we see that there was just a little ways we kind of finally come down. It's okay to let a little facets show in the wood, but we're finally making it down to the end of the series. Do want to say that I might even take a day or two of a break from recording new videos, maybe, and it is down to the point where we've got enough stuff ready for what's to come. I keep saying the same things over and over again because I'm busy and overwhelmed, but I want to say that I feel excited just to be having things a little more done and having things a little more a bit out of our ways, because these little demonstrations here, they say a lot for what's being made and for what's being done. I think we're kind of coming down to almost getting these guys finished here. I say that we've got other grits to kind of work on here too. We got a slightly bit of a little less of a grit, not much softer, but not as hard, and kind of work our way in between these boots and around this coat, and finally just make it so we shine lights in all we do and brighten it, get a little brighter today. I say, oh, the series of wood, oh, the series of things. I tell you, and somebody just commented on one of my last videos I uploaded, saying something like, I love your figurines, and you sure enjoy your woodworking so much. Yes, I tell you, I love it a lot, I sure do, and I say that there's a little thing involved that we come to see as we work along. I'll tell you all more as we go into another series, but this is where my work will be today, and then when we get down to the last, it's going to be a little extra work just to kind of get the labels laminated in. But I say this sanding is good. Sanding is lasting a while. It won't be as much work as it would be to kind of have to paint all the details in, but we're going to get these all reasonably priced. We're using so much less material here than we kind of did for the others, and I mean, materials can cost you a little something. They can just be a little bit expensive here and there, but you can manage them well, you can take them well, you can work on them well, and I say that we're getting a little further done. I say that, and then finally, one last grit. It's going to be the smoothest one we got. You sometimes use even more different grits when you're doing some work, but as for these, we got the best work we can because we kind of want them to look a little country farmhouse and rustic all at the same time, so we kind of use the sandpapers we use just to kind of make them look real nice and facety, and I say that it's where the work is coming to go. And then we're getting along, taking these to the limits we got, and finally we just got one more. We got to work on him a little better, put a little effort into him, get the last little line out of him, and finally say that it's all going to be good in the end. We got little things, got little ways to go, got little issues here and there that will come, they'll go, they'll last in us, they'll see us, they'll talk in us, and finally just make it so we're going to have a little to do at the end. Did notice these pieces here, they turn out they've got a little wax under their boots, so I'm going to be scraping that off sooner or later, but it'll probably be after the video. And finally, that finalizes our getting ready for our Christmas in July series. Hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you in the next.